All right. Good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI. This is Lee Marie with The Go Show, your source for information, inspiration, and always a few dates to add to your calendar. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for taking this show exactly where you want it to go. May everything we do and say today glorify you. We love you and praise you and need you. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. All right, Chantel, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has.
All right, so it's official. You guys have your new building, Critter Fixers.
We do. We're open. We're operating.
Ah, so this is Chantel. For those of you that don't know, she is your title director or
Yes.
Okay.
I am the founder and director. Yeah.
Founder and director. And I'm going to move the mic a little bit closer to you. I'm going to put it right down there. Okay. Nice and close to
I apologize for being short.
No worries. Good things come in small packages. Okay, so Critter Fixers, some people are going like, what is that? Some people don't know. Some of us know very well because they've already have been helping us.
Yes, you've already fixed your critters. So we have actually been in business since 2018.
Okay, go ahead.
We have been in business since 2018, and we were using spay and neuter clinics in other counties and transporting animals back and forth, and we were able to do maybe 25, 30 a month. So since 2018 to the time we opened, we did just under 2,000 animals in those, 6 years? And we opened on August 20th, and since we opened and we have our own clinic, we are almost at 1,000 animals. We should actually hit it this week.
Oh my gosh. Well, then this is such a fabulous time to have you on.
Yep, it really is.
Very cool. So almost 1,000. Very, very cool. All right. So now one thing I did want to tell people about, because I know some people, they have like a feral cat in their front yard or, hanging out, and they think like, oh, well, I could never, do anything about that. And that's actually how our two had started.
Yes.
They were feral cats. Well, actually, there was 3 at that time. And they were just, totally wild. But, Phil helped us to catch them and put them in the cages and get them out. And now they're fabulous porch cats.
Yeah, they completely change once you have them spayed or neutered. They go from the crazy wild cat to just a cat laying on your porch that you could maybe even pet sometime. But yeah, we have a feral cat program. We actually loan traps if you don't have one. We usually have a waiting list, so you can call and get on the wait list if you want to borrow a trap. Or you can go to Tractor Supply. They sell traps. It's the same trap that you would use for like a raccoon or a possum, something like that. We can show you how to use it. We can give you tips on catching them. And once you get them trapped, they can't eat after 10 o'clock the night before, and then you just come drop them off. We accept them with no appointment. Monday through Thursday.
Wow.
You just drop off between 8 and 8:30. And so far, we haven't had to turn any away. We can only do a certain amount of animals a day. So if we ever hit that limit, then you may be turned away. But so far, that hasn't happened yet.
That is awesome.
Because
I didn't
it's really hard to make an
realize.
appointment for a feral cat because they're out and about living their life and they really don't care about your plans.
That's right. And I did not know. That is so cool that you don't need an appointment.
That's
Because
for the trapped cats only, but
okay,
the
just
owned
the trapped
animals
ones.
have to have an appointment. But yeah,
Okay.
trapped cats we accept without an appointment, and we actually have a lower rate. We only charge $40, and that includes their surgery, rabies shot. They'll get dewormed, and then they'll get a little ear tip to show that they have been fixed. So it's a really great program, and people use it.
And what time do they need to drop the cats off if they're in the caged one?
If they're in a trap, we ask that you don't arrive before 8. So between 8 and 8:30 is when you can drop off a trapped cat, because people that have appointments, their paperwork is already done and they move through the line really quick because we do everything curbside. So they arrive between 7:15 and 8. So we ask people with trapped cats, you have to do all your paperwork and all that stuff. So don't arrive before 8 o'clock.
Okay, very good. And tell them where you're located.
We're at 4861 Highway 431 North in Springfield. It is the Hats Building. A lot of people know it as the Hats Building. We are right next to Cumberland River Propane that recently changed names, but I can't tell you what their new name is, but it's Cumberland River for years. And there's also a county dump drop off, like a garbage facility, directly in our parking lot. So we're in that big giant building. We're on the north side of the building.
Okay, excellent. All right. So, what is the best way to get a hold of you, or to, if they do have just a regular animal and they want to make a regular
Yeah,
appointment?
so normal cats are $68. That includes a free rabies vaccine. Dogs are $125, and they get a free vaccine also. And then we also offer yearly shots and microchips and heartworm testing and feline leukemia. You can add all that stuff on if you want, and you can make your appointment on our website, which is spayrobertson.org, or you can call us. And our new phone number, because we had a cell phone for years, but we have a real phone now, is 615-682-3363.
Give that number one more time.
It is 615-682-3363.
Okay, now, as far as how the community can help you, either with volunteering or supplies, how can you talk about some of that?
Yeah, well, we always, our biggest things that we need are liquid laundry detergent, distilled water gallons, and bleach, because we go through a bunch of laundry. Every animal has a towel in the bottom of their kennel, and we aim to do 35 a day. So that's 35 towels we have to wash. And then every animal gets wrapped up in a blanket, like a little burrito after surgery. So that's 35 blankets. So we do laundry all day long, and that doesn't even include like our surgical packs and stuff like that. So laundry detergent, bleach, and distilled water runs in a lot of our machines that we use to sterilize our equipment. So we always need that stuff. We have an Amazon wish list. If you want to just buy something at Kroger and run it by, our lobby is open from like 9 to 3, but you can drop it off. We have a side door with a carport, and you can drop it off 24/7. We've got cameras. So if somebody does steal it, we'll at least be able to say, hey, somebody stole this, and put it out there. But we haven't had any of that yet. But you just put it under the carport, and you can leave it there anytime.
Well, that is awesome. So, okay, so liquid detergent, bleach, and what was the third thing?
Distilled water.
Distilled water.
Yeah, we
jugs
go
of
through a
distilled
bunch
water.
of that, yeah.
Okay. And then what about blankets or towels, if people have extras of those?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we accept stuff like that. Right now we have plenty, but I'm sure we won't, because we wash every single thing with bleach, no matter what color it is. So that
Okay.
kind of wears them down quicker than the average towel. So
Okay.
yeah, we're always accepting stuff like that. And then just simple ways you can help that actually won't cost you a dime is you can hook us up to your Kroger card. A lot of people don't know that Kroger has a give back program. They send out a check quarterly. So far this year, we've got almost $1,000 from them.
Nice.
And you just log onto your Kroger account, and you go to Community Rewards, and you search for Critter Fixers. And then every single time you shop and you scan your Kroger card, they take a small percentage and they set it aside for us.
Very cool. Now, I heard, and maybe, I don't know if you know this, but how often do we have to reassign? Someone had told me like once a year or something.
I think it used to be that way,
Okay.
but I did mine, well, probably 6 years ago,
And
7
it's
years
still-
ago. Yeah, 2018, and I haven't had to do it yet. So
Okay.
it's still there.
Now, how do you know that?
It shows up on the bottom of your receipt.
Oh, it does.
It'll print out on the bottom of your receipt that says, we made a small donation to Critter Fixers or something like that. But our name will be on the bottom of your Kroger receipt.
All right, y'all. So that's great information. So the next time you're all at Kroger, check your receipt, because you may not even be hooked up to someone. Because I know that I did hear at one point some people were getting dumped off of those. So
Yeah.
I don't know, what the
I
requirements
haven't
were,
been
but-
dumped yet. And then a lot of people do pickup. So Walmart has a program too that only if you order from their website.
Oh.
So if you do any home delivery or you do pick up at Walmart, they have a roundup program, and we don't get quite as much from them. I think we've got maybe $400 this year, but that's still a lot of people choosing us, because they just round up. Like if your total was something 97 and you choose to round up, we get that 3 cents.
I see.
So to get $400 when the average person is giving us a nickel, that's still a lot of people choosing us.
Yeah. Now that's just for our Springfield Walmart?
No, that's any Walmart.
Oh, any
Yeah,
Walmart.
any Walmart and any Kroger. I mean, you can live somewhere else, and as
Oh,
long as you
okay.
have the community rewards, you just have to search for us and put us on there.
That is really good information.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Well, I guess the Walmart does, but it's a few cents. You
Oh,
won't
because
notice
you're
it.
doing on the website, is that why?
Well, because if you choose to round up, then you're giving us that 2 cents.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
makes it easier to balance your checkbook.
Right. So, what other advice do you have? Because I know that, I mean, we needed critter fixers here so badly because there's just so many, you know, cats having kittens. I mean, any day you look on Facebook and someone's like, please, I have these, 6 kittens. I need help So, what can you tell? How can you inspire the community that this is something we need to, get a hold of?
Well, a big thing is people don't realize their heat cycles does a lot of damage to their body. If you go on our Facebook and you want to see a really gross picture, we posted it in the comments, but there's a post recently. I think I did it Thursday or Friday, and it says an educational post, and then it has a warning graphic picture in the comments. So when a female cat or dog consistently goes into heat, their uterus enlarges and things like that, and it causes something called pyometra or pyometra, depends how you want to say it. In the South, we usually say pyometra, but I've been told that's wrong, but that's how I'm going to say it. And it's a huge infection of the uterus, and it's deadly. So we have had 3 animals within the last 2 weeks, I think, that have had this infection, and these are owned animals that come from good homes that are very well taken care of, and we open them up, and their uterus is huge and full of disgusting pus, and it will explode at some point, and it'll most likely kill them.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the number one thing. You want to spay them because I mean there's a really good chance of that happening. The more heat cycles they have, the higher the chance of it happening. So that's the main thing. But then there's just the little things like they act better, especially the male cats. I mean, who wants to smell cat pee? As soon as you remove their testicles, you got about maybe a week and they don't smell anymore. So
wow.
There's just all kinds of things, and it helps with aggression in dogs if you have an aggressive dog, because sometimes they're just fighting because they're hormones, so they don't have that anymore. It just helps with a lot of things.
And then also, if you do have some of your own cats that are girls that are hanging out outside in your front yard, then and you have those other cats that are very aggressive. I mean, and then a really good story that just made me think of it. We had that happen where we had this orange cat that was just terrorizing our girls, and we were trying to discourage him from coming, and it was impossible. So I talked to Phil, and he's like, well, get him out to Critter Fixers. So we got him out there. And I told when I dropped him off, it was actually, you guys helped me. This was a while ago.
We were still using other clinics, yes.
But I said, he's terrorizing our kitties. And so, if anybody wants him, they can keep him. And sure enough.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yes, he poured it on thick with the girls. And he was like, oh, I'm just the sweetest thing.
He was obviously a ladies' man. That's why you took him there.
And so that was just a great story because it was a win-win-win-win for everybody. You know, Kitty found a new home. My girls were happy. They didn't have, him terrorizing them. And then, of course, I didn't even have to drive back. And it was, an hour away because that was back when we had to go,
And people don't realize because they're like, oh, well, I don't need to fix the male. He's not having babies. Oh. They will roam a few miles. They can smell someone in heat, and they will roam, and they will fight almost to the death to try to mate. And also, I mean, obviously a male, he can mate multiple times a day. So he's a bigger problem than the female.
That is an excellent point. I'm glad you brought that up because, nobody likes to hear outside their, front yard because you're like, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah, it sounds like babies screaming when they mate. So
yes.
That's another thing you don't have to deal with anymore. But,
So many reasons, guys, to be supportive of Critter Fixers and to also just to help our, get our community in order, because. Yeah. Okay. So I know that Laverne was talking about dogs, and I don't know why I just always kept thinking Critter Fixers was a cat thing. But so you do cats and dogs. Anything else, or is that it?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. I didn't know,
We've had people ask if we could do their husbands or whatever, but we just do not have a kennel large enough for them. But I'm sorry. But yeah, we do dogs. Dogs are $125, and they have to be at least 3 pounds. So if you have some teeny, tiny little 2-pound dog, no, we're not going to do that. But they have to be at least 3 pounds, and we do charge an extra $25 if they're over 100 pounds.
Okay.
But other than that, we
do dogs. Laverne's,
I gotta say this: we don't do the flat-faced dogs.
Oh,
because they have
'cause
breathing
breathing issues,
problems. Yeah, they
yeah.
have breathing issues and they need monitored like really, really closely. And they usually have to spend the night, and we don't hold animals overnight. So we don't do the flat faced breed.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah,
That's
so
good to know.
no pugs and bulldogs and stuff like that. The ones that you can clearly hear them snorting across
Uh-huh.
the room, having trouble breathing. Yeah. So we don't do those, but
Oh,
yeah, any other dog, we're good to go.
that is awesome. All right. So give the contact information one more time.
Oh, you can make an appointment online at spaderobertson.org, and then our phone number is 615-682-3363. It's usually Katie that answers the phone, but sometimes it's me. So,
Ah. And then, so yes, so if you guys are on Memorial Boulevard and you're going out to like Kentucky,
mhm.
Hats is on the right side.
We are 4 miles past the fairgrounds on the right.
Okay, 4 miles past the fairgrounds. That's great information. And so you pull in that same parking lot as Hats, but you go in the far left door.
Yeah. Well, when you bring an animal, you actually don't even get out of your car. We set up cones in the parking lot and you drive around to the side. You just follow the cones around to the side of the building. We come right out and get them. So
Oh,
that's a really great
wonderful.
option for the trapped cats because it's
Oh, yeah.
usually more of the elderly people that are trapping these cats. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so they love the fact that they don't have to, they already had to wrestle the cat into a trap. Now
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to also carry it into the building because we come right out and get them.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And so, guys, remember they loan out those traps, so there's no excuse.
Nope.
You know.
Nope. Just call and get on our wait list.
All right, excellent. Anything else that you want to tell people?
Let's see. Right now we're selling Belk tickets for the Belk
Oh,
charity sale that is
okay.
this weekend. So those are $5 each. We keep the $5 and then you get a coupon to get $5 off, plus
Oh,
another coupon for a 25% off certain brands. So we've
wow.
got those available at the clinic. And then I believe we'll also be set up at Belk for a few hours on Saturday and Sunday if you want to
Nice.
swing by, and our board will be there. I don't know the hours yet because someone else is handling that.
Okay.
But it's usually like 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 or something like that. We should
Well,
be at
that's a
Belk.
great deal. So you go by, you buy a $5 card,
Mhm.
basically. You guys get five, and then they get a coupon
They
or
get
whatever.
$5 off. Yeah. So if you know you're
Oh.
going to buy something at Belk this
Mm.
weekend, why not do it? Because you're going to
And
get
can
the
they
money
buy
right back.
multiple? Can they buy like
Yeah.
$100 worth?
Yeah. You can buy
Okay.
as many as you want, but the sale is only this weekend, so you got to use them.
Okay, so you got to
Gotta
use them this
all up. Yeah.
weekend.
Got to use
Okay.
them all up.
All right. Now, what about volunteers? Do you have
We
volunteers?
do. We
Okay.
have 3 regular volunteers that come in almost every single day.
Mm.
But we can always take more because sometimes they want a day off. I don't
They
know what's
do.
wrong with them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can sign up on our website. We actually have a volunteer form on there, and you can just put in a form for that. Sometimes we're a little slow at calling you back because it gets crazy over there, but we
Right.
will eventually call you back and see
Mhm.
when you want to come in and volunteer.
Well, that is awesome because I know you guys have been helping for so many years. I mean, when did you start helping?
2018 is when we became incorporated, a real nonprofit. It was August 20th of 2018, and it just so happened that it was August 20th of 2025 that was our first
Ooh.
surgery day. So
Wow, I got goosebumps. Well, we're so happy that you guys are in Robertson County. And so, anytime you want to come on and talk about a special promotion coming up or whatever, just,
Yeah.
just text me and let me know.
Oh, I should say, so in November, we're doing free microchips for all dogs.
Oh, my.
So if your dog has surgery in November, you can get a microchip put in for free. That's usually $20, and it comes with a lifetime registration. So
Wow,
they do
that
have
is
to have surgery
great.
in November, so get them scheduled.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. All right. Anything else?
That's it. Not that I think
All
of.
right. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
We'll
you.
have Miss Linda come in and transition because I know that you got to start to see some of those cards right
Yes,
there.
they're
That
beautiful.
aren't they? Oh my goodness. So, all right. Well, thanks so much, Chantel.
right, thank you.
We'll see you later. All right. And as she goes out, I'm going to do a commercial break. And while I do that, Miss Linda's going to come in and display her cards for y'all to see. So again, that was Chantel, and she is with Critter Fixers, where you can get low-cost spay and neutering, and we need that all here in Robertson County. So super excited. Please support them in all those ways that they were talking about, that she was talking about. Okay, so we got some sponsors to talk about. So first off, of course, you guys know about Coldstream Christian Camp, but I have to tell you, they have a cool fall festival coming up on Sunday, November 16th. So you guys want to make sure you get that on your calendar because it's 3 p.m. on Sunday, November 16th at Coldstream in Adams. And Guys, if you have not been over to Coldstream yet, you really need to go because they have cabins. They've got, you can rent the whole campground or you can just rent one little house. They got a big fishing lake. It's so beautiful and it's only like 10 or 12 minutes from here. It's in Adams, but you feel like you're a world away. So I highly recommend Coldstream Christian Camp. Their phone number 615-696-2208. Again, that's 615-696-2208 right there in Adams. And make sure you come to the Fall Fest. It's only a $5 donation to get in. And there's going to be a lot of fun things. There's going to be a petting zoo. I'm going to be doing some line dance classes. And there's going to be some other fun little booths for the kids, some fun stuff, and some light refreshments. So it's a great, I know a lot of the festivals are already over. So this is perfect timing, November 16th. Come on out and take a good look at Coldstream. And again, it's only $5 per person. All ages are welcome. Also, I want to tell you, Ridgetop Mowers of Springfield, our favorite place here to get our mower serviced. And I know that a lot of people are already out mowing today because, we did have some rain. And you want to make sure that your mower is in tip-top shape. And also you want to make sure that you know how to get it ready for hibernation because that time is coming too. Ridgetop Mower of Springfield is open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to noon every Saturday. The phone number is 615-855-0044. Again, that's 615-855-0044. They are located at 1100 Matthews, which is just tucked behind Ace Hardware off of Central. So make sure when you go in there, you tell them that Lee Marie sent you. And if you do, you can get 10% off parts and labor. So super great deals, super great family there right here in Springfield. And another great family right here. Oh my goodness. This is Linda, and she is our production assistant who helps us every show. She brought in the most beautiful Christmas cards today. And for those of you that don't know, she sells them over at Southside. Southside Drug is also one of our sponsors. And she brought in the Christmas cards today. And sorry, Southside, but I already picked out 7 that I'm going to confiscate and buy. Okay, Linda.
All right. Christmas is right around the corner. So if y'all are interested in some cards, if Lee Marie doesn't buy them all, I want to show y'all a sample of a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all beaded. And, Hallmark cards are anywhere from $6 to $8 a piece anymore.
Right.
So now I sell these for $3.50, and they're all homemade, and each bead is put on individually. And this is just a sample of some of them.
So I hope you guys can see them. I'm going to put some out too because these are so beautiful. Let me see here. There we go. Look at that. I mean, they look like they're lit up because
want to do that closer.
Yeah, I'll do that closer. So go ahead and tell them where Southside is.
Southside is right down where the blue awning is on Main Street. And they have all kinds of gifts and gift ideas as well as your local drugstore. And we want to keep all of our locals here in Springfield. So y'all stop by and take a look. Not just my merchandise, but they have wonderful other merchandise and Christmas gifts, birthday gifts.
Yes, really unique gifts.
It's a unique drugstore, actually. They do compound drugs, which very few drugstores do that anymore. So stop by and take a look.
And look at these. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Like I think that 7 of these are the ones that I'm getting. She made so many beautiful cards. I was ready to buy them all, but I was like, I know that some have to go over to Southside today. But anyways, these are some of my favorites, guys. Look at this one. Okay, it is so gorgeous. It's got my favorite, teal and aqua in it. I know we have a lot of aquaholics out there, and I love aqua, as you know. And look at this deer card with the pink and the gold sparkles.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, she is just beautiful. Some of these I'm framing, by the way. I'm not giving them out. I'm framing them for my house. And then, of course, again, here's another aqua one, and $3.50.
Well, if you want to frame it, I think at Dollar Tree you can buy a 4x4 frame, which I think will fit these.
Oh, 4x4. Okay.
$1.25.
Oh
So there
my
you
goodness,
go.
my goodness. Look at that. This one is beautiful too. Look at this. And with the way that the beads are on here, it really looks like they are lights,
Yeah.
you
They
know?
sparkle.
They do. They sparkle, guys. So I just absolutely love all of these cards. And Linda also has birthday cards and blank cards over at Southside.
Right.
Are they still, when you walk in, still to the far left?
They are. They're on the far left. There's a shelf. I also have some plates for
Oh.
the hors d'oeuvres that you serve. Like you can put cheese and crackers
Mm-hmm.
or candy,
Mm-hmm.
cookies, like when you're gatherings, to put on. They're like, I think they're $15.
Ah, they're beautiful.
But yeah, they're really pretty, and I'm going to put some Christmas ones out.
Oh,
So we'll have
nice.
some Christmas things out coming up, and Southside is going to be having their grand opening. It's really already open, but they're going to have their ribbon cutting in
Oh.
the first week in December.
Oh, nice.
So keep watching for that.
Oh,
and
thank you. I didn't know about that.
that will be a great time for y'all to come in and look.
Nice.
And Leslie, who is one of the pharmacists
Mhm.
there, makes these beautiful Christmas trees out of glass plates.
Oh.
They are absolutely gorgeous glass bowls.
Uh-huh.
So check those out too.
Ah, very good.
It's something unique. you know.
Yes. Yes. And I love your plates. Matter of fact, I just am reminded that I have one of them that you had brought to our grand opening,
Ah.
the black and white one. So I do need to give that back to you. It's still at the well in the square. But thank you for the yummy stuff that you made for our ribbon cutting. That was fabulous. So this is a great shot here. So yeah, if you're listening on the radio, guys, when you get home, make sure you look up either YouTube or Facebook and look up our show, because you will be able to see these cards in person. Look at that. Oh yeah, there's a real good close up.
And here's some that have like Christmas trees on them.
Oh yes, yes. Yes, I shouldn't just show mine because they won't be there when they get there. Better show some of the other ones. Oh my goodness.
We have poinsettias.
Look at these. Oh my
We have
goodness. Oh,
poinsettias.
poinsettias, yes. So I'm going to put these all close to the camera so you guys can see how they sparkle so well. Excellent. We love Southside. And, guys, it's so important to support these small businesses that, are family run, because there's so many cities that, those are just getting absorbed by other companies. And we don't want to do that. We want this family to stick around and keep Southside open. So make sure you get over there and choose some great gifts over there this year for Christmas. And
There's
of
our
course, cards.
nativity.
Nativity scene right there. Look at that. Beautiful. These really are suitable
And
for
I
framing.
love the blues.
Yeah.
The blues and the pinks. I know traditionally that's not Christmas, but here lately you see a lot of that.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I might have to add this one to mine too. Well, thank you so much, Miss Linda. I really appreciate it. I think we should leave these up for if we have any other guests that wander in today. In the meantime, I'll talk about some calendar stuff.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Linda. And thank you for all your help with the Go Show. She's always sitting in the wings, making sure that things aren't going crazy. So anyways, I will talk to you about some things that are coming up, because there is a big book sale coming up, guys. And I really hope you all will take advantage of that, because this is over at the Stokes Brown Public Library. They don't do it that often, but when they do it, that whole community room is full of books, and you can get amazing deals. Some of these books, guys, don't even look like they've been opened. All right. So don't think that they're all former library books. Some of them I think were maybe donated and they already had it at the library, and so now they're selling it, because I have seen some brand new books there. So this is a great opportunity, guys. Christmas is coming, but then also just a great way to take a chance on some books that I was kind of thinking about this, but I didn't want to pay $28. Well, look, it's $1 or whatever. So get over to Stokes Brown Public Library. I'm going to bring up the hours of that, because it's only this Friday and this Saturday. Okay, so I'm going to bring up those hours. But if you go to the Stokes Brown Public Library website, you will be able to see their big thing on that. I'm going to go to my Facebook page, and that's where I post a lot of these events that are coming. And so, yes, Brother T, I will go over your concert stuff in a minute. Let me bring up the Lee Marie Facebook page because I know it's on there. Um, Internet's a little bit slow. So I'm going to tell you the hours of the library. Oh, yeah, don't let me forget that either. So the library itself is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they stay open until 8. So that is great information because they have a computer lab there and all. But actually, it's not coming up. The hours of the maybe Linda can look up those hours of the sale because I know it's not all day on those days. So we're going to get the computer up and look and see. In the meantime, I will tell you that tomorrow is Thursday and it is Coffee with a Cop. And that is going to be over at Larry's Restaurant, and that is at 8:30 a.m. And so this is a great thing, guys. You know, you can bring your kids out and just have them, you know, or, you know, you can have your kids make some little, like, thank you cards, thank you for protecting us, stuff like that. And so, oh my gosh, he's so funny. Yes, Steven's coming in. I'm trying to find out the Stokes Brown Public Library book sale hours.
You know,
So
the sun is shining out there. It's really bright.
it's thank you.
I had to wear my sunglasses.
Oh, my
and,
goodness.
Granddaddy's hat today.
Thank you, Brother T. All right, he sent it to me. Thanks. Okay, so it is Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And also, this print is so small I can't read it. It's Saturday as well. It looks like something to 2. Does that make sense? Well, Linda's looking it up. It won't blow up on my computer. But I highly recommend you guys going to the book sale over at Stokes Brown Public Library. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's 9 to 2 on the 8th. So this Friday, 9 to 5, and then this Saturday, 9 to 2. And that is the big book sale at Stokes Brown Public Library. All right, very good. We have some other calendar stuff to discuss as well.
That reminds me, I got to renew my library books.
Yes, I was going to say, I saw the
Got
email.
Library books that are due today.
We love our library. Okay, I'm going to cover one more calendar thing here, and then I'm going to let Stephen give a little update here. Oh, yes, so November 13th.
I know what that is.
Thursday, November 13th.
That's my wife's birthday.
It is. And you know
Certain
how
things you're not supposed to forget, right? Don't forget your wife's birthday, and don't forget the day you were married.
Now, do you remember what's going on November 13th at Unity Baptist?
Sounds like there's probably a vocal group going.
Look at this.
Don't have my glasses on, but
Where's your
I think that's
glasses?
it. I don't know.
You only brought your
I
sunglasses.
think I got my sunglasses. It's
Oh,
too
my
bright out
goodness.
there.
All right, so Music City Boys, The Higher Calling, Daniel Sparkman, the fabulous pianist from South Haven. I'm so used to saying South Side. Yeah, no, South Side does not have a piano over there. John Briggs, of course, we love John Briggs. Paul Richards. Wow, Thursday, November 13th, 7 p.m. at Unity Baptist. The address is 2635 New Hall Road in White House / Millersville. It's one of those things. It's over there in the area that there's no admission charge. The phone number for more information is 615-347-1919. So if you want to come hang out with me on my birthday, I think that's where I'm going to be because that's just a lot of great things. However, you know what? I think we can still celebrate my birthday on the day after because the day after, Friday the 14th, that is...
Friday the 14th. Sock up.
No,
No,
that's a week later.
a week later.
So on the 14th is Steve Gerald.
Oh, that's right. Steve Gerald.
Yes, so Steve Gerald is doing a benefit concert
We got the benefit concert.
that is going to help with the processing of
Now,
the-
that's next Friday.
yeah, a week from this
That's
Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
A week from this Friday.
A week from this Friday is the big fundraiser for Operation Christmas Child. And it's going to be a free admission event, but we're hoping to collect some money to help process those boxes. And we did have Samaritan's Purse on not too long ago talking about what they do. It's not just, just mail in the boxes. They also have a great discipleship program. They invite people out in that area and they do follow-ups on the boxes and everything.
You know, it's about doing something nice for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really matter what the reasoning is behind it, because if you do something nice for a child in need, and you put a smile on that child's face, does it really matter what your cause was or what your group was? It doesn't really matter. Does the child care? No. You know, so many of us have been so fortunate to live in homes with loving parents, and we've had a great life. And then there are many, many children around the world that just, they're either orphans, or they've lost parents, or parents have left, or parents have moved on, one or the other, or they're being raised by foster parents, and they've lost that connection, that original connection that most of us have. You know, and I'm going to talk in a minute, because in a minute now I'm going to be talking about what I talked with Shannon about. Now, I met with Shannon from the Biblical Foundations of Freedom, the Wellsprings Ministry organization. And I met with her an hour and a half before their meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we went through prayers for me, you know, personal prayers. And a lot of those personal prayers had to do with fear. Now, I know that Art Mathias talks about his fears and how his fears almost killed him. And I know that I've had fears, and I tried to go back in time, and I tried to remember my earliest, when fear took over my life. When did fear take over my life for the first time? And the earliest memory I have of that was when I was very young, 4 or 5 years old. I had a panic attack, and I don't know if it was a dream I was having. It felt like it was a dream, but I had this horrible image that I was going to lose my mother, and my mother was never going to come back. And this turned into a visual thing, and it was either a dream played out like a nightmare or what have you, but it turned into a panic attack. And that was the first time, I think, as a child, I kind of remember a demonic fear in my life. And so I had to go back to that time, and we had to pray through that. So this is how that process works. So when you have there are things that we experience in life that are real to us, and they may have a very, very strong impact on us, and they go all the way back to childhood or beyond. They could be generational. They could be something that's going, because we are, as I was going to remind people, and I remember from that Sting song from the 80s, we are spirits in the material world. Now, there are a lot of people that believe we are not a spirit inside of a body, but we are a body inside of a spirit, and that we extend our feelings and our emotions, and our spiritual connection to the world is bigger than our own bodies. And a lot of people even believe this. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is we have everything that happens to us has a spiritual impact in our life. And it affects, the fact is that it affects our souls, it affects our spirits, it affects our minds. Now, we've talked a lot about transformation. We've had the Transformers of the 90s, right? And I got an old-fashioned hat on today because I'm going to be talking about old-fashioned ideas, right? Here's an old-fashioned hat. Now, they got this hat in a antique shop, and it had a tag on it, and the tag on it said Daddy's Hat. So if you're listening out there and you were the one who put this hat in the antique shop, I want you to know that Daddy's Hat is being taken care of. I'm taking very good care of my hats, and I'm very proud to own this hat. It is an original hat. It is a real hat from the late 50s, early 60s, I would say, maybe even late 40s. It is in the style of the 40s. So if you know that this was your daddy's hat, then you are a person who was a teenager in the 1950s. And I just want to say something about that. The 1950s was a great time in America. It was a time of growth and development in America. It's when a lot of people made their fortunes, and a lot of companies were developed and started during the 50s that are still running today. One of the things about the 50s is we love the 50s and the 50s early days of the rock and roll music. And the teenagers of the 50s had dads that wore hats like the one I'm wearing right now. So if you were a child in 1945 to 1953 or 1960, about that time, your daddy wore a hat just like the hat I'm wearing right now.
My father did.
Yes, I know your father did, right? So I just want to say, old-fashioned values, we're going to get back to it, right? one of the things we were talking about fear, and we were talking about how fear could take over our lives, right? Well, in the old days, back in the 50s, and I know my grandmother, they were like a stiff upper lip kind of people. Like you just sort of took it on the chin and you toughed it out, right? Now, that might be okay, but it's probably not the best way to go. We really should deal with our fears directly and take action over our fears, right? Now, we have to do this through prayer. We really do have to come back to understanding that there's a bigger power out there. That's God's power. And when it comes to God's power over our life, we need to agree with that. And when we agree with fear, we're disagreeing with the power of God. And that's one of the things that Shannon talks about. When we agree with God's way, which is that we have no reason to fear because God is our protector. And we do this. But we do fear. We do fear. It is a fact of life. But here's the thing about that. Just like every other thing in life, when you find that you've sort of gone astray, what you can do is you can come back and say, hey, hallelujah, I went astray. I caught myself going astray, so to speak. Now I'm going to forgive myself for that, and I'm going to repent of that. But most importantly, I'm going to forgive myself for that. And we're going to find out what's underneath that fear. We're going to find out what's going on in that life, and we're going to do some prayers for that too. We're going to do some repentance and some forgiveness for those underlining factors. There's one more thing when it comes to old-fashioned values, and that is there is such a thing as a right way and a wrong way. And back in the day, there was the right way and the wrong way. And people really believe this. You didn't just do things any old way. You did them the right way. And this was kind of an old-fashioned way of thinking, right? Well, maybe the transformation of our lives comes at the renewing of our minds, like it says here. And if that is true, part of that renewing of the mind is to sort of think to ourselves, were we living wrong or were we living with the wrong mind? Good question. Do we live wrong or do we live in a wrong mind? Right? Because after all, if you think about it, perhaps the body is inside the spirit and we might be living in the wrong mind, right? Rather than the other way around. So if I say this, by the renewing of our minds, we have a transformation of our lives. If we want to behave differently and we want to live right, we have to think differently, right? We need to think differently. But instead of saying need to and have to, maybe we should get rid of these words because we're talking about performance versus being, right? This was the thing that shocked me and blew me away. Now, it just blew my hat off. I'm going to take my hat off now. It blew me away. I'm taking my hat off because my hat's been blown off by the idea.
Oh, you combed your hair.
I blew my hat off by this idea. The idea that blew my hat off just now is this idea that, hey, wait a minute. It's not about doing. It's about being. And Shannon reminded me of this last night in our prayer time when we were praying over this and my fears. She said, hey, Stephen, it's not about performance. She said, because when you make it about performance, what happens? When you make it about performance, then you have accusing spirits that come to you and say, you're not doing it right. And your wife isn't doing it right. And your daddy's not doing it right. And your mama's not doing it right. And your preacher's not doing it right. And now you're angry at everybody. And now you're frustrated at yourself and you're bitter and you're angry because you're never doing it good enough. So when you have a mindset that's performance-based thinking, you now have a critical spirit that's accusing you and everybody you know of being wrong all the time because you can never measure up. And if you have a perfectionism personality, which is what I call it, a perfectionism personality, which is all based on a lifestyle of performance rather than being, we are human beings. And what is it? What does God require of us? Not performance, because God already said you can't do it good enough. You can never do it good enough, right?
That's why we need Him.
What does God want? The relationship. What relationship does God want? He wants you to have a good relationship with your family, and He wants you to have a good relationship with Him. and he wants to have you a good relationship with your friends and your associates. And you cannot have a good relationship when you are bitter over bad performance. That's the first thing that's going to destroy your relationship. And if you're harping on your wife or you're harping on your husband or you're angry, it's because you're thinking in a performance mindset and you need to renew your mind, right? Need to, but we shouldn't say need to. What should we
get
say?
to.
We get to renew our minds and we get to choose. So here's the thing. Instead of saying I have to, I need to, I wish I could, what we would say is we get to, and our wish is fulfilled because all we have to do is make a choice. We chose the wrong way. Now we're choosing the right way, right? There is a such thing as right and wrong. There is a such thing. And performance-based thinking is going to lead you into the trap of an accusing spirit that says you're doing it wrong, your wife is doing it wrong, everybody's wrong. And this is what happens. Fears and worries invade your life. Fear takes over your life, and you're always worried and you're always afraid. So the first thing you have to do is realize, and you have to do this, but do you have to do it? No. You get to choose to do it. Let's change our language. Do I have to do it? No. I get to choose to do it. So let's choose to use different words in our thinking, because you see what happens is what we think comes out of our mouth. As soon as we say, oh, I've got to do this, that's a fear. That's a fear invading your life. Oh, I have to do this. That's a fear invading our life. Get would have and should have and could have and have to out of your vocabulary, right? And she just reminded me, thank you, Linda. She just reminded me, Linda, I want you to make me pay $1. We're going to put a dollar jar up here. Every time I say I have to or I got to put $1 in the jar. You know, that's what we need to do. You know, my mother had a cussing jar, right? Anybody who cussed had to put a quarter in. And you know what? That would have been a lot of money back in the day when I was little. But anybody who had to cuss had to put a quarter or a nickel or whatever you had in a jar, right? For cuss jar. So that's the kind of thing that we need up here. We need a would have, should have, and could have, right? So we can choose better. We can choose to say things like, I get to repent of my sin of going astray, right? I get to repent and forgive myself of the fears. The thing here is that you really don't even, if it's already said and done and the Lord has already forgiven you for everything and nothing is being held against you, in reality, you should, in quotes here, you shouldn't even have to repent and forgive yourself. But we do forgive ourselves because we've already gone over the line. Right? We've already agreed with the accusing spirit. We already have fear and bitterness and anger in our lives. And we got that come to Jesus moment that happens where we say, okay, I was agreeing with the accusing spirit. I'm bitter and angry and fearful. And now I know that I can choose better, right? I can choose to forgive myself and I can choose wisely. So what did God want? A relationship to be repaired. A relationship that's repaired with our wife, our husband, our children, our family, and our friends and our relatives and our coworkers. God wants those relationships repaired. He wants good relationships. So he wants human beings in loving relationships with each other. That's what he wants. He doesn't want you to run around trying to do better. What he wants you to do is have a good relationship with him and people around you.
I
So
love
it's
it.
about a human being with a relationship. It's not about performance. It's
I
never.
love
been
that.
about
What a great
performance.
message, right before the holidays too, you guys. So it's a great goal for everyone, if there's any relationships out there that you need to repair, this is a great time to take that, take care of that. All right. I do need to talk about a couple other friends out there before we, thank you, Miss Linda. Before we move on, Stephen. So you can think of a couple other things you want to talk about while I discuss a couple of our good friends. So, DK Styles, I was there Friday. How's my hair look?
That's good.
DK Styles is our favorite place to go. And,
You found a great hair color cutter.
oh, yeah. Color, cutter, everything. I love Cora. Absolutely love Cora. So, anyways, but everybody, when I've had to go to someone else, everybody has done a great job. And David, of course, your
It's about
dad.
having great relationships with your coworkers and your associates, and I
Mhm.
think that you've nailed it there.
And David, your dad goes to David. He won't go to anybody else now. So, anyways, DK Styles and Tanning is your local favorite for haircuts for everyone of all ages, styling, colors, perms, waxings, tans. And they also do discounts for our first responders and military, which I really appreciate that. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And
I believe David served in the Marines.
Thank you for serving. Thank you for our freedom to all of our veterans out there. Veterans Day is coming up, guys. Remember, next Tuesday, the 11th, but I have to finish this first. They're also open Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're located at 3538 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield. Call today for an appointment, 615-384-8999. That's 615-384-8999. Make
That's
sure
good to
you
know
tell
they're
them.
open till 3 on Saturday,
Yeah.
because if you have a hot date on Saturday
There you go.
and you forgot to get your hair done on Thursday or Friday, you know that you can get it done before 3 on Saturday at DK Styles.
There you
and
go.
That is going to save you.
And also, we want to talk about our friends down the street on Memorial Boulevard. 513 Memorial Boulevard is where our favorite printers are. That is UPS Store of Springfield. Their phone number is 615-384-0093. They can do everything. Stephen, you want to tell them about what UPS does?
Well, I know that UPS made the banners for a lot of the organizations that we've worked with, and those banners are great. If you have an organization and you need a banner for your booth, if you're doing First Fridays next year, or you're doing some fair activity, or doing other, festival activities, and you're going to have a booth up, and you need a banner for your booth, that's the best place to go and get that banner made. And you can have it made in any style. You can have it with grommets, you could have it with holes, you could have it with ropes. You can have any kind of banner you want, but I love the banners that I get made there. And I have banners made there at least every 2 years. That's
Yep.
one of the great things about that. Of course, the friendly service is
So we only have
amazing.
3 minutes
Tom
left.
Fox, like I said, Tom Fox is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
He is indeed. So I do want to tell you, but since we only have 3 minutes left, we have Veterans Day coming up Tuesday, so November 11th. And so there's a couple things that are going on. You can go over to the American Legion Post 45, where where we have the TFA, which, by the way, TFA is Monday the 10th. So
Monday
one
the
day
10th.
before, yes. And we're having Thanksgiving dinner potluck, guys. So make sure you come out to that one. We're also having the Gun Owners of America are going to be there, which is awesome. So it's going to be a really super cool one this Monday, the 10th.
American Legion coming up this Monday. 6
Thanksgiving
o'clock
potluck.
dinner time. 6 o'clock we start dinner,
Mhm.
and that is going to be a turkey sort of dinner. I mean, what do we have? Like a Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
style.
stuff. And so a couple other things, guys. Don't forget about the American Legion's turkey shoot. That's still going on every Saturday, like 8 a.m. to 11 something a.m.
All the way till the end of the month.
Yes, all the way to the end of the month. So make sure you get out for that. If you can't, if you don't want to compete, you can also help to hang targets or paper targets. And then Music City Hayride Show, November 11th at 2 p.m. Yes, at the Texas Troubadour Theater. Mr. Davis told us about this. So celebrating our veterans, and they're going to have a lot of different music, fantastic musicians there. Hayride, just a lot of fun. And so that is at 2416 Music Valley Drive in Nashville. And guess what? Free parking and plenty of it. So I love to hear that when I see Nashville. I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh,
Hay
free parking.
rides.
Okay,
Hay
we'll
rides
go.
for the kids. I love that.
All right.
It's warm. It's getting colder, y'all.
Yes, it is. Matter of
Actually,
fact, if you guys
Put the
didn't,
jacket in the truck.
if you didn't look at the, there's a cold front coming in, guys. I think it's Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be really cold. So make sure you pull the warm clothing out.
Just looking at Linda because I know she gets cold.
Yep. All right, so we only have 2 minutes left, Stephen. So what else do you? Oh, invite them out because they, Shannon and John, still have a couple more meetings.
I know that, yeah. And we've been talking about all of this recovery that you can have. And people are recovering from a lot of the, phobias, fears, and fear-related diseases, viral diseases, and things that where the viral load, when you have so much stress that your viral load goes so high that you end up with different diseases like Hashimoto's and things. And those things can be reversed. Certain types of diabetes, these things can be reversed. And really we're talking about here is a holistic point of view. We're talking about taking care of the spirit and the body at the same time. And we talked a little bit about that, where like being we are spirits in a material world, like the song. and that our spirits have so much to do with our bodies and our health. And in this connection that we have to reality around us can be so direct and so clear. When so many people are walking around in a fog, and they need to get that mind clear. And this is one way to get in there and get that done.
Yes.
So let's get that mind renewed, get it clear, get our relationships repaired with other people, and show some loving kindness towards ourselves and others.
Awesome. And you can come out to that class Tuesday nights. There's still a couple more left. They're over at Purpose Life Church, 805 Memorial Boulevard. So the next couple Tuesdays from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Also, he talked about a lot of ways to improve our life. And guess what, guys? We got classes to make you happy and healthy. Stephen's class is every Monday, 9 a.m. to 9:30. Great way to start the week, learning how to make your body more efficient and just positive. And then, of course, we have our line dancing and Cindy's stretching class. So check out Well in the Square Facebook page because there's a lot of information on there, guys. We're having a great time. We're making a lot of friends.
I recommend Cindy's band class. Those bands, that's the latest thing, and it's been the hottest way to work out, the best way to work out. And so I highly recommend Cindy's band class. Get in there, have a good time. The ladies have such a great time in there. Ladies, get on down there, get to Cindy's band class, get into line dance, and change your life, really. This will change your life.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're already at 9:02. I don't know how that happened, but thank you all to all of my guests who came in. And again, get out to South Side and check out these beautiful
Get
cards
those
while
cards,
supplies
get those
last.
cards while they last.
All right, guys. And then don't forget, Steve Jarrell fundraiser for Operation Christmas Child is going to be Friday.
A week from this Friday.
A week from this Friday, the 14th. Make sure you come out to Well in the Square. It's inside Crossroads. Steve Jarrell is going to be doing a free concert, guys. Super fun time.
It's this Friday.
No. Is it this Friday? No, today's like the 5th.
Okay.
You scared
Today's
me.
the 5th.
You scared me.
It's a week from this Friday.
All right, guys. I'm so glad you all have joined us. You've been listening to 1100 WSGI. Please go on and share our show. God bless. Make it a great day.